Welcome to Big Ten Frenemies, episode 17 now. 17. Nice. All right. Wow, that was a shakeup, wasn't it? Okay, I'm talking about all the games over the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, so many upsets. When you watch LSU get upset, okay, Oklahoma. And I understand it's the Red River rivalry, but still, that's a big upset for Oklahoma and Texas to come in there and seeing them move up, rightfully so. I understand it. Michigan State, which I'm sure you have a few choice words to be on. But we'll get into that. I'm your host, Buckeye Drew. With me,
the Wolverine Steve.
Oh, is that a jab?
Ever since I called it the Wolverine Steve and you got on me a little bit, I kind of like it. And now Marie calls me that. I kind of like it.
Marie.
It was.
Don't get him started.
He was torn between the Wolverine Steve and Big Sexy, and went with the Wolverine Steve.
I'm glad it was Wolverine Steve. And over to my right, hiding behind the camera, unseen, unheard, Jordan Riles, Chippewa Jordan. Is that?
The best executive producer in the country.
Fire up chips.
Yep.
Phil could not join us. He had some emergency to attend to. Totally understand. Hope everything is okay. But we are going to do a little episode without him and just see what it's like. Steve and I do an episode by ourselves.
Yes.
Will they? Won't they kill each other? That tension is always there.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your big win.
So Michigan versus Maryland was I think Michigan's most complete game of the season. Honestly, you had mentioned last week Maryland has some good athletes and stuff, and they really do. I was impressed by some of their speed.
They are starting to recruit at a whole new level over there.
Yeah, they have some good athletes on the field, and they presented some challenges. They had a kickoff return 99 yards for a touchdown, and they had some speed in the backfield. I thought it was Shea Patterson's best game as a Wolverine. I think he threw for like 287
Wasn't that the
yards.
most he's ever thrown for, too? This year.
Yardage-wise, yeah. It wasn't the most attempts. That was against Notre Dame in a loss, but that was his highest yardage output. The offensive line, I thought about what you said last time, that you think Michigan's offensive line is getting better. The biggest problem is the receivers. I think you're right. So I was looking at it a little closer and stuff, and the line is progressing. They are progressing. Right now, Michigan's leading receiver is a tight end. So, Michigan needs more out of the receiver position. They had some good plays in this game, but not consistent consistent enough. So, I think, you look at the second half of the season, that's something they gotta really try to develop and focus on.
I'm so torn right now.
Yeah.
Because, I'm so happy that you understand and agree with something I told you.
It's first time for everything.
Yeah. But at the same time, mind you, I love when you agree with me so I can just fight you on this tooth and nail, and you kind of just took that power away from me right now. So this is a little bittersweet for me, okay? But go on.
Oh, thank you, George. So anyway, that was it. I thought it was a nice solid win. Obviously for Michigan, the next 3 weeks are going to tell a big story for them and how far they've progressed from last season.
Especially this weekend. You guys have Wisconsin.
Yep, night game at the Big House.
Granted, you do have home field advantage.
Yep, very excited about that one.
They've got their defense is not as good as it once was, I don't think, but they're still talked about. They're still ranked.
Yeah, one thing with Wisconsin, their offensive line is going to pound you.
Yep.
Their defensive line is going to pound you. The advantage I think Michigan has is in the skill positions. I think Jonathan Taylor's a great running back, but if you look at their receivers, I think ours are better than theirs, and I think our DBs are better than theirs, and I think our quarterback's better than theirs. But we'll find out. It's going to be a hard-hitting game.
Okay.
You want to talk about the Buckeyes win over the Hoosiers?
And then I'm going to let you talk about the Michigan State game.
Yeah,
we can both talk about, but you can kind of.
Okay. All right.
But Ohio State had a very close call with Indiana. Now, ending score does not look like a close call, but if you watch the whole game, that first half you're throwing a remote at the wall. The second half, you always have to remember, is the Buckeyes thing. That's when they really come to play. The past 3 games, that's what you've seen.
Yeah.
I think that's just us kind of readjusting. Even Hoskins came out and said afterwards, man, we're still a little jittery and tired after that Penn State game, and I kind of knew that going in. So, but I still think to be able to put up 49 points, being that tired, that's incredible, for how crappy of a game it looked. But they pulled through, man. Hoskins is a winner. I just love watching him. Like when you see him throw a touchdown, it's like he was born to play this sport.
I agree with you, but you and I get a different feeling when we watch that. I can assure you that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So you get what kind of feeling?
Like yours is all gloaty and smiley, and mine is more, I want to fucking stab something with a sharp instrument. So that's the difference.
Listen, Shea's a good quarterback, but when it comes to us, I think it's going to come down to the quarterbacks, and we have the elite one who I think is going to pull us ahead.
Okay, I've given him compliments. I'm not going to get down on my hands and knees and do the deed here, okay? I'm not going to fucking do it. There's a long time between now and November. Haskins is an elite quarterback, no question about it. I'm not going to concede in October that Michigan's going to lose a game in November. I'll never do that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So anyways, it ended up with a 49-26 win. Thank God we're still in third. And as long as we win out, we should be fine. Every team you look at, after the Michigan State loss, mind you, which I'll let you get into in a minute, is I don't see them as a threat anymore, even though we're playing at Michigan State. And I know that's terrible to do because that's when you let your guard down and that's when you get beat. But after that last loss, I don't know. I don't think I think they're going to be somewhere in between their 3-win season and their 10-win season.
I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think when you look at the Big Ten right now, you have to put Ohio State first. They've earned that. They've looked the best, the most consistent. They do it every year. And then beyond that, right now, I would put Penn State probably second and Michigan third. And Michigan has the opportunity over the next few weeks to bump that.
So Wisconsin fourth?
I would put them fourth, yeah. And then I'd probably put Iowa fifth, honestly.
Iowa?
Yeah. They gave Wisconsin a run for their money, and they're playing good football.
Have they played Northwestern yet?
No.
I'd be interested to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree with those numbers.
So it'll be interesting. So you want me to touch on Michigan State for a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay, for my Spartan friends that watch this, I'm sorry, you would take joy in watching Northwestern beat Michigan. You know how I know that? Because the week prior to this, Northwestern gave Michigan a scare, and I heard a lot of shit about it. I got a lot of flack about that.
I know you're excited, but take a deep breath. You got time to let it all
out. Now, first, I want to say to my friend Phil, remember, we're frenemies, so we are friends. He in no way ducked out of this podcast. We were talking about it today. He had a serious personal thing that happened unexpectedly, so in which I would have not been here either. So I just want you to know that.
None of us would.
Secondly, I have a lot. Actually, it's kind of weird, but I've said this before. I think I have more friends that are Spartans than Michigan fans. I don't know how that happened in my life. I love them all, but I hate that freaking team. And
I like to think it's because God has a sense of humor.
It could be that. Andrew is very deep at times, which is surprising for a Buckeye, right? So anyway,
come on.
Anyway, yeah, I took a little bit of joy in that. I got to be honest. Seeing Northwestern beat Michigan State for the third straight season. I think Mark D'Antonio has gotten a little bit arrogant, especially with the rivalry. Obviously, Michigan State's had the upper hand over Michigan over the last.
Who was it that had an interview and said something about D'Antonio?
You guys done okay?
Yes, we are. Thank you. You wanted to touch base on somebody had said something about D'Antonio.
Oh yeah. So I hardly ever listen to Mike Valente because he drives me crazy. I think he's a self-serving, son of a bitch, honestly. But and he loves to ridicule Michigan. But I did see a post last night. Somebody he went on a 5-minute tirade about his beloved Spartans and how they're crumbling and how Mark D'Antonio is ruining the same program he built because he has crappy assistants in his estimation, and he's got his buddies working under him, and he said after a 3-9 season, nobody got fired. Where else do you see that in college football? He thinks that Michigan State, the warning signs were there even in 15 when they went to the playoffs. They were barely escaping, counting on their defense. Their defense went backwards. Their offense is a mess. Here's the thing, as a Michigan fan, I will say, in 2 weeks, or a week from this Saturday, Michigan goes to East Lansing. I'm nervous about that game because Michigan State's going to put their whole season into that game, and they have had Michigan's number. There's no question about it.
Lloyd Carr said it was the biggest rivalry.
I don't think he said that. He wouldn't have said that. Anyway, we're going to do something on the rivalry next week. But anyway, yeah. I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion that Michigan's going to win that game, but you know what? They should win that game. They're a better football team, and I'll say that with confidence. Now, Michigan State, I will say the season is young. Michigan State could go on a roll, beat Penn State, beat Michigan, and prove everybody wrong.
But the chances of that are extremely slim.
Right now, Spartan friends, it looks to me that your program is a program on the decline. That's just my perception.
I have to agree with him. I gotta agree. Sorry.
Michigan will know in the next 3 weeks. I'll tell you if Michigan's on the decline or on the incline. But
you got us in a couple weeks too, and you got home field advantage. But I'm not as worried as Steve is. I really don't think they got it this year.
Michigan has had so many tough losses to Michigan State, two out of the last 3 years in brutal fashion, and with all the heartbreaks in Columbus, we've gotten to a point where against the rivals, we're psyched out as a fan base, and hopefully the players aren't, because we're psyched out. Until we see it, we're like, I got to see it.
It's almost cursed.
Yeah.
Because like when you go back and you rewatch the show and like in your games, like those losses were always you guys were playing well, but just
Harbaugh's first year, all we had to do was punt the football, we win the game.
Yeah.
And it pummeled the snap, and they jump out and they run it. Then Jake Butts got a chance to knock him out, but he was like so freaked out by it, he just let him run in the end zone. It's like, oh, they won the game. So anyway, yeah. And by the way, this will give my Spartan friends a little bit of joy. I still wake up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning sweating about that play and just grimacing about it. It was a terrifying
That's
moment.
funny because I wake up at 4 a.m. too, but I think about Curtis Samuel just prancing right in to the end zone.
I think about that sometimes
in
too.
overtime.
You know what I think about in that game more than that play? Was the JT is short play, and I'm not going to relive all that.
The yard? Are we getting back to the yard?
No, we're not going to argue the yard.
Okay.
That's fine. You know what? I thought he was short. You think he wasn't. I understand why it happened the way it did. But in the stadium, in Columbus, in the Horseshoe, with my Michigan shit on, sweating profusely because that game was insane.
Yeah.
From my perspective, live from the stands, I thought he was short. And what a way that would have been to win, finally beat Ohio State in Columbus with a defensive stand and rough. So it was all that for a second. It was a tease because it's like I thought we fucking had it. I'm like, oh, and then they're like, oh wait.
And then reality set in.
And then I'm like, yeah, and all the Ohio State fans started to do what they do, and anyway, whatever. This year, baby, who knows? Who knows? Let's go blue.
Hey, to the victor goes the spoils. So I think we're going to be on a run this week.
This week you guys play Minnesota?
We have Minnesota at home.
Okay.
So we are going to just slap PJ Fleck around a little bit.
Yeah, I'll guess 52-10 would be my pick on that one.
I think that's good. I would really like to see them get in the 60s. Though.
Oh my God, he's getting so greedy.
No, I am, but I have to be because like I always shoot big whenever I give a prediction for us. I mean, we hit points. Sometimes we don't hit as high as I say we're going to, or sometimes the opponent gets more than I say they will. But I'm usually pretty close in like where they're going to end up. I think with Minnesota they actually have a chance to put up like 63 points.
I do too.
But they're not going to because here's what's going to happen. They're going to, for the first half, Dwayne Haskins is going to be dominant. He's going to put up the points that makes him very safe, and then they're going to put Tate Martell up in the second half just to get him
and
more
just
reps.
have him run the option.
Like that way Urban Meyer can be happy with his little dual threat quarterback, and Ryan Day can use the pro style QB that Dwayne Haskins is for what he's meant for.
So we both have our picks in that game.
Yep.
Michigan game, I'm picking Michigan to win that game 24-17. I think.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. I am okay, and this may shock some of you.
He's going to go with Wisconsin.
I'm picking Michigan to win.
Oh, you are? That does shock me, actually.
I am. On the account of you're going into the Big House, which is one of the toughest places to go into and compete. It doesn't matter what kind of team Michigan has. It's tough going into that house. The noise, everything, you're there, it's intimidating. You got a night game, so you've got a bunch of yellow, which already you see the color yellow. It's not neutral. What are people saying that the color yellow is neutral?
Maize.
No, it's maize. Whatever. Any shade of that is just it's annoying to the eyes. So that's tough. But I don't think Wisconsin, like I said, I don't think Wisconsin has the same D. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think Alex Hornibrook is a solid QB. I think he's crap. He's like John O'Corn. So I think you guys will take it, but I only see you guys winning by a field goal. Like I would say 27-24.
I see that. That's close to it. I got us by a touchdown. You got us by a field goal. What about the Michigan State at Penn State game? How do you see that playing out?
Michigan State,
dude, they're probably fucked. It's at Penn State.
So bad.
Trace McSorley, I think, is going to have a good day against them. Yeah.
Trace McSorley is going to show why he was early on talk of the Heisman candidates. I mean, he's since past that, but you know, he's got talent. The kid is like a Baker Mayfield. He knows how to win games. He's going to go out there and he's going to pummel.
Now, Michigan State did shock them last year, remember, in East Lansing. But I just don't think this Michigan State team's capable. I think they'll hang with them for a quarter, and then Penn State will open it. I think I'm going to go Penn State 42-20 in that game.
Yeah, I will say, let's give it 45-14.
Okay. So prove us wrong, Spartans.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Prove us wrong to our Spartan listeners.
And I you know, I'm very giving, of course, when it comes to points. So, what timestamp we got? 18 minutes. 18 minutes.
We're going to do our Twitter questions.
Yep.
Do you want to? Hey, can we get executive producer Jordan Riles? Can you fit in the camera? Can you get on camera? No. Here, let me see if I can.
They want to see you. They want to see me.
They see enough of me. Executive producer Jordan Riles.
All right, we got our first question here. It says, is it okay to skip a friend or family member's wedding for a football game?
Yes.
Yes, but only one big game, or a hell yes?
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first of all, Steve and I can both say this. That is blasphemy to have a wedding on a Saturday in the fall.
Yeah, we covered that last week.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know why you would do it.
Well, our viewers agree, so.
Good. Our viewers are good, smart people.
Yep.
Second question we got, have you ever gotten in an argument with your significant other over a football game?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't have a significant other, but at times, yes, when I had them, yes.
Not with my current one, with my former one, yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, our viewers agree also. Yes. 64%. All right, we got another question. You can only choose one night of sex with your crush. It can be a celebrity, model, whoever you want, but you lose to a rival, or your team beats your rival, goes to natty game.
Natty game.
Yeah.
Natty game.
Steve, what about you?
All right, I said this on Twitter. Obviously, the rival in the natty game for me, but I do want to add, Kate Upton will never know she missed the best 27 seconds of her life.
2.7 seconds.
Whoa, the camera couldn't take it. Couldn't take that. All right.
Yeah, listen, everybody likes to joke around about having a crush, but when a natty is a very real possibility, winning a natty, it's magical. It's insane, it's intense, all the feelings that you could possibly feel. You're happy, you're sad, you're hurt. It's great. You love it. Everything about it is phenomenal. You don't do that just for one night. Like, come on. You get to talk years of shit after that. You know, usually about 2 or 3 will do. So why pass on 2 or 3 years of talking shit?
Yeah, plus it'd be so awkward, the other thing.
What?
I mean,
You having sex with Kate Upton? Yeah, that's extremely awkward.
I mean, plus I'm very committed, and Marie knows that. She knows that,
Also,
Kate obviously is very committed.
Yeah, also, like, what if, like, Verlander was to just, like, walk in on you? Wouldn't you be like...
I feel bad because I'm a Verlander fan.
Oh, I'm so
I wouldn't
sorry.
do that.
Exactly. Verlander's a good guy. Why you gotta do that to Verlander?
I mean... Anyway, we won't get into all the details of what that would be like, but
so I guess we're in agreement. It's take the natty.
Yeah.
85% of people agree.
Okay.
85%. Wow.
Are you guys the only one that voted? Is that?
No. Thanks for participating, though. We'll get some more questions up there this week. And next week, we're going to have the Michigan State game to talk about. Who do you guys play after Minnesota?
After Minnesota, we have at Purdue.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so have some decent games to discuss next week.
Yep.
Purdue is highly rated coming in, but...
Or wait, do we have Nebraska before that? We might have Nebraska then.
No, you do have... You play Purdue the same time we play Michigan State.
Oh, okay.
Because of the TV thing. I remember that now.
Okay.
So,
perfect. Well, the one thing we'll touch on now is give our picks for upsets.
Okay.
Games to watch.
Okay.
Oh yeah, your phone is recording, so you have to share one. So this is the top 25. Now, personally, I'm going to tell you my upset is number 2 Georgia at LSU. LSU is coming off of their own upset at Florida, which, I mean, I didn't think they would lose that one. I got to be honest. I thought there was a chance, but I didn't really think it would happen. So now they're going to be pissed off. They've got the home field advantage, and Georgia hasn't actually been tested this year. Some people want to say South Carolina. I say that's garbage. So I think this will be it, and I think LSU will win it.
I hope you're right. My upset, I'm going to stay in the SEC, but go with a different game. I think Vanderbilt's going to upset Florida at home. It's at Vandy. And I think Florida coming off a huge win at LSU.
They're going to be a little tired after that.
Team. They gave Notre Dame a decent game. Just a gut feeling on that one. I'm going with Vandy.
Nice. I could also go Oregon over Washington because it's at Oregon.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
That's going to be a good one. But so I'll say that's a good game to watch, as well as the West Virginia at Iowa State at Iowa State, because Iowa State always does upsets every year.
Right.
This might be West Virginia's first.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be cool to see. So those are definitely some games to watch. Do you have any?
I want to say Tennessee and Auburn is going to be interesting, but I still am not a believer in Tennessee yet.
Yeah.
I think, I think USC over Colorado is a very big possibility. Colorado is undefeated, ranked. I think they're probably a little overrated. USC is a proud program. Look out for that one.
Great. All right. Perfect. Wow. That concludes another wonderful episode of Big Ten Frenemies. I'm your host, Buckeye Drew. Michigan sucks.
I am the Wolverine Steve.
Michigan sucks.
Fuck Ohio State. And next week, we hope to have Spartan Phil back.
Yes.
Our best to him.
But if not, we're promoting Chippewa.
Fire up, Chips! Go blue!
You said I can be
Go
on the
blue!
OH!
Go blue! Go blue!